Happy Halloween morning live. We're kicking the day off. Spooky times ahead. We're at Pumpkins After Dark Country Heritage Park in Milton. Chief Pumpkineer James, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you excited for Halloween?
So excited.
Yeah?
Greatest day of the year.
And this is the last day for Pumpkins After Dark.
It is the last day, yes.
How's the season been, James?
It's been phenomenal. We have just had amazing crowds and the response has been probably the best we've ever had.
You've had some good weather too.
Oh my gosh, 20 degrees in the middle of October, you can't beat it.
Well, maybe not 20 degrees today
Not
for
today.
us, but yeah, it's been really nice. So what are we walking in right now?
This is we call it our famous pumpkin tunnel because this is the tunnel that each year we hire students and we allow them to design every single face on this 960 pumpkin tunnel.
Wow.
So we're really proud of it. We're really excited that they get to do and show a little bit of their creative chops.
They're really good at it.
They're phenomenal and they're just so unbelievably creative.
And Pumpkins After Dark, of course, it does happen at nighttime. We're
Yes.
here in the day. I mean, it still looks extraordinary, but at night, everything lit up.
Everything comes to life. You know, we love it when people get the chance to see what it looks like at night because it's just a completely different experience.
And it is open tonight, the last day, as we mentioned.
It is open tonight and there are still some tickets available, but
Okay.
we suggest book early because we know it's going to fill up pretty quickly.
And when you say book early, you do that online?
Yes, go online to pumpkinsafterdark.com and you can pick out your time slot and come at your leisure.
All right, what are we looking at over here? It looks pretty scary.
Again, this is another one of our student design. This is the one that they do in secret. They don't tell us what they're doing.
Oh, really?
And at the end, they do a big reveal and say, we decided this year we're going to do scarecrows. So every one of these scarecrows that you can't see so well right now, but has a different face and they have different body parts that show up through the fabric at night when it's lit up. So we're really proud of what they did.
And this would be lit up.
It's all lit up and it just looks phenomenal. We just think they really went above and beyond this year.
Well, my daughter came for the first time this year, and I tell you, James, she came home and she raved about it. She had such a great time. She was so impressed.
Oh, that's so
And she's
great.
a teenager. It's not just for little kids.
No, you know, we have so many people coming here and saying, I did not know what to expect. Every single year we have people come and say, can I do a proposal? Because their first date was here at Pumpkins After Dark the year before.
How nice.
Yeah, so we really have a great time and we enjoy what people say about our show afterwards.
All right, well, we're not done with Pumpkins After Dark yet. Morning Live will be back. Lots to come with James here, Country Heritage Park in Milton. Step right up and get your tickets for Pumpkins After Dark. This is the last day. Happy Halloween Morning Live. A little bit chilly, but hey, that never stops us here. Country Heritage Park in Milton, heading over to the Chief Pumpkineer James. And James, I love this jacket.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. You must love Halloween.
I do love Halloween.
How long have you been doing this?
This is our 5th year. And this is our original location, so this is really the parent location for all of our locations across the country.
And different areas, different sections. We're standing in, I guess, a carnival right now?
This is the Carnival Horror. So almost every one of our displays will be sent to a different location next year, and we will add brand new displays. So every year people see something different. But Carnival is one of the ones that we keep here and we keep making bigger every year because
Really?
people absolutely love it. So I just can't let it go.
So at night, describe what this would look like.
So at night, the scary-go-round is going to be spinning and you're going to see all the different clowns. It's lit with black light, so it's glowing.
Wow.
And it's just got that really eerie, creepy carnival feel because we're playing really eerie, creepy carnival music
you
to
play
go along
music
with
too.
it. Absolutely, yes.
So it's really an experience when you come here.
We like people to think that every scene they walk into is a completely different experience. So over 50 times when they come here, they're going to be experiencing 50 different emotions, 50 different feelings. Some are happy, some are scary,
Right.
some are just, oh, what is that?
Is this the biggest show you've done so far?
This is by far the biggest show we've done this year. We really asked the team to step up and say, guys, we want to make it bigger than we've ever done. Can we do it? Everyone, without question, said, yep, we're in, let's do it. And I think this has become the new standard. It's huge and people are really enjoying it.
And it begins, I guess, when the sun goes down, right?
It begins when the sun goes down. So this week we're starting at 6:45 for our last show, and we're going to go until 9:30.
And tickets available on your website.
Pumpkinsafterdark.com. You can get your tickets, And you can also check out some of the displays from all over the country on there and get a little sneak peek of some of the stuff later on in the year that we're going to be doing next year.
Oh, a nice little tease. Well, a great way to spend Halloween. It's open tonight on Halloween. This is the last day. So as James said, you can go online and get your tickets now. We'll be back on Morning Live. Happy Halloween from James and I here at Pumpkins After Dark, Country Heritage Park in Milton on Tremaine Road. And James, you are the chief pumpkineer.
That's right.
As the jacket says it all, right?
Of course.
So what do people do with pumpkins, especially, I mean, pumpkins that maybe they've spent a lot of time on, like Joe, our pumpkin sculptor here, I mean, artwork, and you think, I don't want to throw this out. What do I do with it?
Well, so it's our biggest question. How do I keep my pumpkin from rotting?
Yeah.
So when you've spent 10, 12 hours, as Joe has done here, creating these amazing creations, we figured out that if you pickle the pumpkins, they can last for the entire season. So some of the pumpkins here have been done in the last few days. Some of them have been done weeks ago. And on the very end, you can actually see a sweet potato that we tested the whole theory on 4 months ago. So this is just a really unique way and a really eerie way of making your pumpkin creations come to life in just a different way.
When you say pickle, is it vinegar?
It's a vinegar water solution, and they float and they change over time. The color changes, so it's a different look every week.
And why the lights? Is that just for effect, or is that also just keeping it warm? Or?
Well, it's to keep the ghosts out of the displays, but mainly for lighting and make it a little bit more interesting.
Okay, so somebody at home, if they don't have a big box like this, it's just what? Find anything that you could fit your pumpkin in?
Yeah, you can buy these great little containers at any, major box store, plastic containers that you can put a small pumpkin in, or a small squash or a sweet potato that you've carved up. Put a 90 to 10 vinegar to water solution, and now you've got something that's going to last and look spooky for the next 3-4 weeks.
And that's the thing with Pumpkins After Dark. So you began, how many weeks ago did you start?
So we started the actual show 6 weeks ago.
Okay, 6 weeks ago.
Yes.
So pumpkins don't last 6 weeks.
They don't. So we are carving brand new pumpkins every single week. So all the pumpkins that you see along here, you're going to not see the same pumpkins next week.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense, and it's a lot more fun for our artists as well because they get to come in and each week they have a new inspiration, so they create something totally different.
All right, and coming up, if you're not quite a Joe and you can't sculpt just brilliantly and make it seem so easily, well, we're going to give you some tips how you can do it at home and make it look pretty darn good too. We'll be back on Morning Live at Pumpkins After Dark. Good morning on the morning of Halloween. Look at this guy. It's incredible. And you could see him at Pumpkins After Dark. They're open tonight, last day of the season. And our pumpkin sculptor, Joe, did this. And many, if not all of these pumpkins here, they're just amazing works of art. And if you're sitting at home thinking, wow, I wish I had a pumpkin like that. Wow, I wish I could do that. Well, James, good morning.
Good morning.
How can people at home have a pumpkin kind of like this?
Well, you know what? We always say the best way to learn how to carve pumpkins is to start carving pumpkins. So when people tend to go out, they tend to buy one pumpkin. We say buy 5 pumpkins and mess up the first 3 or 4, and by the time you get to the 5th, you're going to be able to do something really incredible. And it's not just about cutting out triangle eyes and that kind of thing, although those are great. There's lots of different techniques that you can use to make your pumpkin more interesting.
And when you say techniques, what are some simple techniques?
Well, these are about as extreme as you can get. These are done by our creative director, Joe, and they're just incredible 3D carvings. But some simple techniques that you can use are things like you see over here on this owl. This owl is just carving away little pieces of the pumpkin and using the stem as a nose. So looking at the pumpkin in a different way, they don't always have to be cut out from the top and done. So your pumpkin can look very different depending on which positioning you use.
Yeah, you're thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
And I love how you just, stuff some hay in there, makes it look like teeth. And the pumpkin we showed earlier with the arms and the legs sticking out, it's just fantastic. Very creative, things I would never have thought of doing at home. And I see there's a little sketch paper here on a pumpkin. Is this to help you draw?
Yeah, so very often people get there and they just start freehand cutting and they're not happy with their pumpkin.
Right.
Well, there's so many great websites and things you can get even off Google that are, here's a great image that you can use, and literally just use some photo paper that you can pick up at any craft store and draw what you want to carve onto the pumpkin. It shows up on the pumpkin, and then it makes carving it so much easier, and you've gone from having an ordinary pumpkin to an extraordinary pumpkin really quickly and easily.
Are there certain tools that you would recommend to use?
We recommend, if you're using, just doing a regular jack-o'-lantern, get the safety tools that they sell at any store, because they cut the pumpkin extremely well.
Yeah.
However, if you're trying to do these type of pumpkins that you see here that our professional carver Joe uses, you're going to have to use some tools that you can buy at a craft store. And these are really clay carving tools.
Oh, really?
They're called artist loops, and you can get these very inexpensively, and they allow you to shave and carve and shape the pumpkins so that you can do some of these things a lot easier than if you were trying to do it with a regular carving knife.
How long randomly, say, this pumpkin would it have taken Joe?
So Joe is pretty fast.
5 hours? Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. He does this in 4 or 5 hours, but I've actually seen Joe, he's quite modest. I've seen Joe work for 12 hours on things that are completely intricate and explosive.
Now, James, have you ever carved a pumpkin quite like this?
I have carved a lot of pumpkins, and let's just say they're not worthy of making the shelf.
Okay, so they're the ones that just stay at home, right?
That's right.
Oh, okay,
I love
gotcha.
it, but they're not quite pumpkins after dark quality.
Oh, okay. Well, happy Halloween, Joe. Happy Halloween, James. And happy Halloween to all of you at home and Morning Live. Don't forget, you can come here tonight, Pumpkins After Dark, celebrate Halloween. Get your tickets online. We'll have their website on our screen.